Hello, welcome to my channel, Lady D. So this is a video that I'm going to do on Prince Harry and Meghan Markle about their relationship. It is for entertainment purposes only, so I need to say that just in case she comes across this video. And yeah, I'm also doing this video. My mum has been asking me to do a video on this couple for a long time now. She's kind of obsessed with the hype, not in a good way, not in that she's their fans, it's the opposite way. But anyway, I'm doing this video for my mum. Okay, so I've looked at the astrology in both of them, and I'm going to also do at cards and see what I can get and what I can pick up on this relationship. As I said in my yearly predictions, and even now I keep on getting something about 5. I keep on asking when is the marriage ending. I keep on getting a 5. I looked it up. They got married in 2018. 5 would be, technically they got married in May, so technically 5 would be from May this year to May next year. So there could be a breakup within the next year and a bit, year and a half possibly, with these couples. And as I do any reading, I try and do it from a non-judgmental. I'll try to keep my own judgments out of these things. I always try my best to do. So what we've got here. Okay. So with Prince Harry, I'll look at his chart here first. So he's an ascending Capricorn. So we've got Prince Harry born at 4:20 p.m. in England. So he's an ascending Capricorn, so the way that he comes across is quite structured, quite routine. He probably needs a bit of routine and a lot of structure with him. So probably being part of the royal family is probably would fit him, especially on the outside looking in. But he's a Taurus moon, and he's a Virgo sun. He's a lot of earth, and then I think even those the Queen, she was also a Taurus. There's a lot of earth energy in the royal family. So he would have blended well with the Queen, with the Taurus connection. So with the Virgo sun, look, he's probably a worrier. Virgos tend to worry a lot, and they tend to, they're nitpickers. They want things to be perfect and perfectionists. So they're very much nitpicky perfectionists. The Taurus aspect he'd be very, very stubborn. And I feel like there's a stubbornness for him to admit that wrong, but also he's trying to glide things. I feel like he's also trying to sort of patch things and glide things over in a certain way as well. He'd be liking good food, good music, sort of cultured. So again, he would fit in that royal family with that Taurus moon there. What I've also got in my notes here with his ascending, wants to control the environment. So I say descending, for me, I see it's how people see you. So for instance, an example, people see me as more of a Pisces in ascending. So my appearance, for him, it's more this Capricorn, this structure, this routine. But yeah, very much want to control the environment. So even if I go, there's also an element here with the hidden, and then the mental health just come up here. If I do also see where the Saturn is, because it's ruled by Capricorn, that also becomes part of his appearance, and the ascent adds on to more of the ascending, and it goes because his Saturn is in Capricorn. So that does bring on a bit of can bring a bit of mental health, and also with that troublesome and worry aspect that we can see that sort of goes on with him. Now with his DC, so your DC is your descendant. That's to do with relationships. So I'm more just focused on parts here that I feel like is to do with their relationship, other than trying to do the whole chart. It'll be too long of a video. So his DC's in Cancer. So for him, it's about holding on to a relationship at all costs. So he will want to hold on to this relationship probably till the very end, or to where he can't sort of stand it anymore. He will want to hold on to that. With that Virgo sun, I've also got here committed, and he doesn't like the setbacks. He's always wanted to move forward. And with the Taurus moon, powerful material maternal instinct, and also he craves security. So he's someone that needs security as well with the way that his planets are. He needs to feel very secure. He needs, I also feel like he needs to see like where he is going. There needs to be a plan ahead for him. In the chart, he's mostly about, where the sun is placed, it is about money in the 8th house, so business and money. So a lot of things for him is more focused on really more like the money as well. Now, we've also got here the 4th house, which is in the moon is in his 4th house, so that's the home and family. So this can indicate a nurturing parent who understands the child's feelings. So in terms of the parent, he's probably going to be the better, when I look at the charts, the better parent because of that moon being there, and also just where his planets lie. And what's his sort of personality. He's more of the nurturer, and he's also, his life lesson, he's also in the 4th house. So this is about the task is parenting beyond the immediate family to nurture in the wildest possible way. Karma is met through the family or previous interaction with family and can be harnessed towards the soul's growth. So for him, family is very important and it's part of his life lesson. So I feel like he's going to go back to the royal family personally. I don't feel like this relationship is going to actually last, which I'll get through more in the video as we go along. But it's a family for him is a big thing for Harry. It's life lessons there. It also gets a bit emotional about the family as well. And then we've got his Venus, which is in Libra. So for him, he falls very easily in love with this aspect here, and is attracted to a charmer. So, you know, as you see, she can be very charismatic, very charming. That's why he's probably attracted to her. But he falls very easily in love with this Venus placement in Libra, with the Mercury in Virgo. But he's also drawn to, which is interesting because there's a lot of Libra in her chart. He's drawn to people that, or women that are like Libras, like Libra energy. So he would like a lady that does things for him, who likes things to be even, likes to fight for justice, who, you know, who's going to be there, but also has an indecisiveness with Libra. But the scales have to be balanced too. So on the surface, we can kind of see why he's drawn to her with that, having that place there. His Mercury, so that's how we communicate, also how we think. So that's in Virgo. So with that, he can get like bogged down. He might be overthinking things, maybe over processes things, and again adds to that worriedness that he would have. He probably gets really bogged down, especially in detailed things, because it's about detailing. We've got Virgo. So yeah, all these things that go along with that. Now in his chart, we look at the relationships aspects in the 5th house, which is the relationships with children, and it's romance. So we look at the 7th and the 5th. He's not got anything, you're not born with anything into the 7th, but in the 5th he does have Chiron. It is a retrograde Chiron, so he probably more internalizes these energies. So he's not someone who's going to come out and be like, oh, Meghan, you know, is like this and that, and expose his problems. Maybe after a relationship could be something different, but even in past relationships, he doesn't really open up about them. I haven't read his book, so I don't know what's in them. I'm probably not going to read his book. I don't have time, and I'm not much of a reader. But and on the whole, with the interviews that we're seeing, he's not really exposing a lot of sort of past romances. So he's sort of, but this is his emotional pain. This is where he is. Surprising enough, actually, his brother, so William and Charles, both have this placement. May not have been in retrograde, but they've all got Chiron in the 5th house. So they've all got issues with relationships. And then as transiting, that's coming up here, we've got for Harry, Saturn, which is going to be coming to his 2nd house, and that will be will be there around before June. It'll be in that second house. He'll be there for about 3 years. I can see with the book deal, he's got Jupiter there right now. So Jupiter's provided that income, that security, and that's probably what he wants, because he does have a number of planets impacting his earnings, which I've said in my yearly video. If you watch that, he does have the Chiron and he has Neptune in the second house. So his finances probably, especially after Jupiter leaves, so in April, he's going to have a lot of problems with finances. There's going to be more, there's going to be maybe less things, but there's money issues here that in his chart, and I can see money issues in Meghan's chart as well. He does have Uranus over the moon, so he's going to have, and this is going to be around June, so there's going to be an unexpected something unexpected over the home, and even with his feelings. So something unexpected expected is going to happen around that time. Could have be a month ago or like 6 months after that, but there's an element of unexpected. We might not find out what this is, but it's going to be there. Right now, he's going to have Mars over his Chiron, so this is calling him there's a bit agitated, aggravated, a bit of issues that I can see coming up for him, especially in that 5th house. I kind of feel like there's arguing going on now. Again, we're not going to know. This is a very private person. Even when I see the 12th house, he does hide things, so he's a bit of a private person. But in the chart, I can see there's issues there right now at this moment, and he's feeling quite agitated. Probably things aren't going as the way as he probably would have felt. Now, we do also have a Venus retrograde coming up this year, and it's actually going to be retrograding in his 7th house, which is the marriage house, relationship. So the relationship's going to take a hit during this time. It's probably not going to be smooth sailing during this time, and you're looking at more, it's going to be with Venus in retrograde. It's going to happen in August, and then it goes direct in it's about a month or so. It goes direct, in September. So it's a few weeks there, which will be in his 7th house. So that's going to cause him a bit of issues. Now that's with that, and then I'll do cards on their relationship after I do Meghan's chart. Okay, with Meghan. Okay. I haven't got as much stuff written down for Meghan, just with her aspects. She's an ascending Cancer. So she comes across as a very protective and nurturing mother, homebody, and maybe an aspect with her could be with family, if you know we've got things going on there. Because she does have Pluto in the 4th house. So for her, there's always been changes in the family. Her family life is always destined to be upside down a bit with Pluto in the 4th. So a lot of house moves, changes in the family. Pluto's at Phoenix, so it's about endings and rebirthing. So parents didn't stay together. The family's it's chaotic. So we've got those issues there. But on the outside looking in, we do see her. She comes across as a very family person. She's also a Leo. So with that Leo, big heart, again, that Leo's like family. So again, a sort of family kind of person, but material. Fire signs are into material things, like showy things, and there's a bit of a me. Leo is ruled by the sun, and she's a very strong Leo because she's actually got the sun placed in the 1st house. And she also has Mercury here. So she's all about herself, herself, the sun. She's very important. There's also the ego here. We've got, and this is why she stands out so much in the TV, why she's pursuing that, because it's like we've got the ego force going here. And a thing that I do find with Leos, and we all have good and bad traits in every star sign, but a Leo will always do what is best financially for them. Okay, unless there's also hard lessons with that I do find with Leos, that they do get hard lessons with that. But I've seen some of them get there's been hard lessons where they try to follow that trail instead of following their heart or following, what makes sense. And there does come a bit of downfalls, but I do find that with Leos. Also Leos, I find that like money. Leos like money, and they like to sometimes take risks and gamble too, I feel like. And every star sign again has their positive and negative signs, so in aspects in their signs. So we've got that. Her moon, which is in Libra, so she has a Libra moon. So with these aspects, with the ascending Cancer, we've got that she wants to be very protective. Now her DC, so with relationships, it's at Capricorn, which is weird. I thought that was interesting. So here takes the responsibility of the partnership seriously. So she does take relationships seriously. She does become invested in them, and she does be very invested, as we know, in this relationship as well, very invested. And with the Leo sun, she anticipates a much happy time. So Leos like to be happy. Again, with the Leos, it's about stroking the ego. Leos don't want to hear about what they're doing wrong. They only want to know what they're doing right. As soon as you say to a Leo what they're doing wrong, they can get a bit childlike, and they're not a happy person. But if you tell them in a nice way and try and do it in a different way, you'll get more what you want from a Leo. So she does have Saturn in the 3rd house, and I feel like this was important because this can be about the sibling who is carrying or becomes a burden. So is that having that Saturn there, she's like the sibling that can sort of be the burden, or the sibling who sort of like starts carrying on. Like there's problems here with siblings. She does have more planets in there. Her moon's actually in the 3rd house, along with Venus and Jupiter. So I'm surprised she has no relationships with any of the siblings, because with some of these planets, there's probably maybe back in time she did. I'm not sure, but I can see the Saturn. There's problems there with the Saturn, and she's the one that becomes sort of more of the burden, and maybe that was growing up. We don't know. But also with this Pluto in the 4th house, it's a very powerful, dominating, but also manipulative, having that energy that's coming out here. And we can kind of see that how she plays the game and how she plays things too. And how she sort of plays like victim mentality. And again, I think that's part of maybe her, the fire bit coming out with her. She has her Mars in Cancer, and it's the 12th house. So she does hide her anger. She's also attracted to a protective partner. So she wants a partner who's very protective as well. Probably why we can see how she's attracted to Harry in that way. She also brings in stuff from past lives with that as well. So what else? I was saying her retrograde with the Venus is more sort of the second and first house. I thought it might hit her sun, but it doesn't. It gets close, but not near the sun. There was something else. In October, she's going to have a Uranus over her Chiron. So it's going to be in the 11th house, which is friends. So I thought, it's quite interesting. So friendships may be unexpected, even ending. But there's some sort of unexpected pain with her coming up this year, which could go in line with the unexpected over the home with Harry in Harry's chart. In the 5th house, so again, relationships, 7th house, she doesn't have any planets based there, but in the 5th house, she's got Uranus and she has Neptune. With Neptune, it brings in a bit of delusion. This is a retrograde Neptune, so she might get internalized in the energy, but there's a delusion there with relationships with her and with romance, and with even like when it comes to children, there's a bit of delusion there. But also dissolve. I also read Neptune as a dissolve. So relationships, she may even not even have a greatest relationship with her own children coming up with this Neptune being there. And then with the Uranus, it's unexpected. It's unusual things, unexpected events coming up here that she's born with. So all in all, I've got these planets. There's nothing indicating that this relationship is going to last test of time. But then also any relationship those people are in, both Harry and Meghan, there's probably not going to be the happiest, best relationships may not be in this lifetime for them, may not be, just with the planets and how they are and the placements of the natal stuff. In terms of transits with Meghan, she does have Pluto going through that 7th house. This is a transformation. It's probably going to be like, again, at the ending, it's reinforcing that there's going to be an ending that's going to be there for about another 10 or more years. It hasn't been easy. There has been issues there the past couple of years, but it had Saturn there, which is problems. That's moved out into the 8th house. So again, there's money issues here. You can see money issues already starting for Meghan with the 8th house, plus also the 10th, her career. She does have Chiron there, so coming in. So there's issues, money issues coming, problems with career that's going to be coming up with her. It is going to get a bit better for her this year, that I can see, but the next year probably is not the best. So that's what I see when I look at the charts. Let's do some cards. I'll do 2 other cards with relationship, and like I said, I keep on getting a 5. I feel like that she's very stubborn. Well, she's a fixed energy. When you're dealing with Leos, they are fixed. They are stubborn people. Harry can also be a bit stubborn as well, but I feel like he's a bit more mutable, so more adjustable. And you see, like, he's at the moment he's trying to like smooth things over. With some of the interviews that we can see. I'm going to do my other cat cards first. Let's have a look at this relationship. Meghan, Harry and Meghan. She won't change, but I feel like she won't change for him. He's trying very hard to try and I feel like play some sort of peacemaker. I feel like he's trying his best to smooth over things. It's not working. This is before in my yearly predictions. There's luck for him with siblings and family over these next couple of years. We got is it Jupiter, which will come into that 3rd house around April, and it'll be there for a year. And then after that, it's going to go into the 4th house. So for him this year, there will be some sort of getting along better with William, and then family the year after. So there is something. I do feel like as well that he will go back to the royal family after it ends because of the money issues that I can see forming up in his chart. And I just feel like he'll come back. He'll come back. He hasn't burned his bridges, is what I feel like. They are looking for new possibilities, and as we see, there is a thing of like happy families, and there is a bit of a showiness, and I feel like I'm going that with Meghan, and there is like an aspect of, I feel like maybe she's trying to create some sort of like soulmate energies too. I feel like she's more the leader or the driving force in this relationship. But there's also a bit of a cat fight that I feel like as well. There is a lot of temptation. And I kind of feel like they're preparing, like there's a preparingness for like war. There's a preparingness for that. Also in her chart, when we look at that Mars in Cancer, she's drawn to that home nurturer, homebody kind of guy. That's what she likes. She likes someone is that Cancer, is that hard shell, emotionally inside. She's drawn to like sort of like that Cancerian energy when it comes to men. There's also a thing about patience, but it's also about the drama. Like these people, especially Meghan, likes the drama. I feel like Harry more wants to shy away, and I feel like the grass is green on the other side, but it's not as green. This is not what he sort of expected, or I feel like even signed up for. There's a thing of being a sort of mismatch energy here. There is an aspect of sort of wanting to move on. I feel like kind of like Harry may be the one that leaves or that breaks the silence. Why will this end? kind of feel like she may even find someone else. She may be the one, the cheater. She may find someone else. That Leo energy, she may be the one that looks for something else, which I kind of feel like. I feel like she'll expect to be like I kind of feel like she's gonna expect to be like Diana, but the thing is that she's not Diana, and it's not going to end the way that she thinks, or even if it does end, it's not going to be the same. Like, she's in for a bit of a downfall, and there's a bit of here, like there's a troubleness. Like, it's kind of like he's married. There's a persona, but who he's married and who he's with, she's this other. We don't see the real Meghan, is what I feel like. She's hiding behind something. We don't see the real one. Because I kind of feel like he's going to go back. He's going to want to go back when this is all done and dusted. But it's like they're preparing for something. We're preparing. It's almost like they're preparing. One of them is preparing for when this ends too. There's a knowing. There's a knowing as well. With that, and then they're trying to be that leadership. Okay, we'll do the other cards. I'll do my angel cards and see what else I can get out of them. And I kind of also feel like too with the Leo that she falls out of love quite easily as well. And at the moment, she's getting what she wants, but I feel like this book deal for Harry, it's more trouble than what it's worth for him. I think it's causing him a great deal of like anguish as well. I feel like something about April where we may see sort of a bit of cracks or This is going to start wearing thin, and I feel like it's going to start wearing Harry out. I feel like with the drama that it causes, like she's feeding off for her. It's about feeding off the drama. And for Harry, I feel like he just wants to hide away from it. He's an earth sign. He's not fire sign. He's not a sign that's loves the limelight. It's more about hiding away. But for her, it's different. It's an opposite. Like opposites here. And it's going to get to a point where it's like the world turns upside down. But it's something about April where there's a disappointment here in April. And I feel like it's on Harry's. That's on Harry's end of the disappointment too. I do feel like he's kind of going to feel a bit alone as well. Like he's going to feel like, and I feel like I'm going towards June with this, where he does feel like he's walking along this path alone, and this world that's tipping upside down. There is some sort of new job opportunity coming up for him. I do feel like for her, I feel like there's this contract to be signed. I feel like it's some sort of movie deal going to be signed for her. But for him, I feel like there is some sort of job offer, which will be more of an income. I do feel like it's some sort of like business, or could be more about charity, but trying to be more involved. I do feel like it's going to be about, or could even be to do with like his mum's charities that he has. I feel like I can see Diana there with that. I also feel like she's a bit of a bully, so there's a bit of bulliness. Then I feel like I'm going to her with the bully vibes, and it's an aspect of like, why aren't you being a man or man up? I feel like she's gonna sort of those sort of things saying again, but we may not find out about these things, not unless he does some sort of tell or after relationship ended. Who know? But this is just what I'm getting, what I'm feeling. But it's also, I feel like there's going to be some aggravation coming up, and April I keep on getting something about April and June keep on standing out to me. Right now, I feel like this is where they feel like they're winners, but it's wearing thin, like it's wearing him out. Whether or not she's more thriving on it, he's more being worn worn out by this, where I feel like he just kind of wants to hide, but he's kind of stuck and he's signed the contract and he's got to do the obligations and do what he's agreed to do, and he can't turn back now. But I do feel like there's forgiveness there for him from his family as well. But I feel like this relationship in the end is going to be a bit of a headache. Looking forward. I kind of feel like he may do a tell-all, he may do, because it's part of cleaning up his image or smoothing things over in the end. I do feel like there will be when that time does come. It is going to be more about what we're going to see, more about her and her feelings. I thought it's more about the kids that are going to come up too. I just feel like in the end it will not play out like she expected it to. I just feel like it's just not going to be the way that not going to get there, the way that it is. So, anything else for her? I just feel like with her it's a me thing, and with Harry, look, there is an aspect of Harry finding love through family in the end too. There's an aspect of him finding love through his family. Could be like after this in the chart. I feel finding love through more like family could benefit him better. With her, there's kind of the same, but we'll just have to see how this goes. So that's my video. That's what I sort of feel is coming up for them. So thank you for your likes, shares and your comments, and I will see you for my next video. So bye for now.